What are the demands, expectations of your clients?
So right now, internally, they're dealing with a lot of trying to figure out how to transform their brands and use advertising more effectively, but balancing that with a lot of data that's really particularly useful for understanding short-term sales impact. So we heard it a lot actually in the last couple of days also, but I've been hearing this for months. There's a need to focus investment on brand, but balancing that with demands from CFOs largely to demonstrate short-term ROI. And one thing that's been particularly tricky, I think, for a lot of them is ensuring that their success metrics match their goals. In other words, if you're going to launch a branding campaign, you better make sure that your CFO, at the end of the day, your net promoter score, et cetera, is going to be focused on your brand as opposed to just what were the sales this week. So there is certainly a need for attribution. Nielsen has thrown our hat in the ring there and with mix modeling. But particularly with the struggle to digital versus TV, I think marketers are looking for ways to expand their brand using data smartly.
Cool. And what are some of the newer products that you've been talking to people about recently and here at the show?
Sure. So our Total Audience Suite, which is really actually a suite of services that builds from the ground up. So the building blocks are audience measurement services for ads and content, as well as programming across platforms. First and foremost, obviously, we're known for our heritage in television, but also in the digital space. We have our digital ad rating service that's been in market for 6 years now. Most of the top 25 advertisers have been using that for quite some time. And we're rolling out digital content ratings, which is the programming sort of corollary or complement to digital ad ratings, something that advertisers and their agencies can use for planning purposes.
Cool. And what about transparency and the kind of the hygiene of the marketplace? It's a conversation that we've been having for a couple of years. I assume we'll have it for a couple more years or longer. Where do things stand? What are the concerns you're hearing, and what's Nielsen doing?
Well, first of all, the transparency discussion is a really interesting one for Nielsen because we have always stood for third-party independent metrics. So in the digital space, I think, initially when it was really a direct response medium, it didn't matter if half of what you bought actually went to bots or non-human traffic, because truthfully you were buying clicks. So if your KPI is clicks, it doesn't matter if you needed 1,000 and only 500 of them were real, as long as you got your click. I think this has become a really important focus over the last couple of years because marketers are looking to spend more of their brand advertising in the digital space, and that means that reach is critically important.
Cool. And what do you hope next year when we talk will be sort of where things will be, perhaps around attribution or other things? What are your hopes? What are some of your clients' expectations for the industry to move forward over the next 12 months?
Yeah. I think for one thing, the ad tech space should look different. It shouldn't be as complex. Perhaps the best end state, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, but perhaps the best end state is we don't actually need a Lumascape because it's really simplified. I think that Facebook and Google are both sort of trying to move in that direction, but I do think that third-party independent verification is critically important for a number of reasons, and so it won't end with them. A year from now, I hope that more advertisers and agencies have found ways to use independent data sets to more intelligently optimize their media in real time, and I think we're in a good position to help them with that.